What I have found fascinating, Michael and Ty, is that this planet has remedies for just about every problem. This counteracting on this planet is absolutely amazing.
Let me give you a really good example that's relevant today, if you would.
Okay.
We've had these outbreaks of food poisoning. They occurred in Europe. They've occurred in the United States. And all of these people are dying from it. And no one is talking about the most effective and fastest-acting cure for food poisoning that there is. And that is simply raw honey and ginger.
Like ginger mixed in with it?
Yep. Just mix a couple of tablespoons of ginger and a cup of honey, and it kills E. coli and it kills Listeria, and it does it within a few hours.
Gosh, I never knew about that.
No, and that's what is so frustrating to a physician like me. When you hear about these outbreaks, whether it be Listeria or E. coli, the most common food poisoning, no one says, but if you do this and take this, which everyone has access to now, it will take care of it.
It's amazing. They got 20-some cases of E. coli in St. Louis right now, where I just
Exactly.
left.
And I'll guarantee you none of the doctors are using this method, because if they were, there wouldn't be 22 cases.
And does it build up? Do you build up a resistance, or do you have to keep taking it?
Oh, man, that's a really good question. Have you spent a lot of time in Mexico?
No, I have not.
Well, if you go to Mexico, what's it called? The food poisoning there you get all the time. There's a jingle name for it.
Montezuma's Revenge.
Yeah, Montezuma's Revenge.
Well, we all know what that is.
Montezuma's Revenge. If you continue to eat in Mexico, you'll find that you no longer get Montezuma's Revenge. So there are a couple of factors. One is, yes, you can develop resistance to these bacteria and fungi. The second thing is, in the United States, there's a condition called hypochlorhydria. And what that means is we don't produce enough hydrochloric acid. People will say they have acid reflux, for example. And because they have acid reflux, they'll take bicarbonate of soda,
Right.
which reduces the stomach acid. Now, most of your listeners, I imagine, have dogs or cats as pets.
Sure.
And they see them eating garbage. And they wonder, why don't they get sick? The reason they don't get sick is they have very, very high levels of hydrochloric acid in their stomach. So in the United States, in the effort to treat this acid reflux, we give people drugs to lower the acidity of their stomach, which makes them much, much, much more susceptible to these E. coli, Listeria, and other bacteria and other types of food poisoning.
Interesting. Now, Michael, how do you feel about the talk about not having a acidic body? You want it more alkaline, your pH
That's
level.
True. In general, we want our bodies to be more alkaline than acidic. However, I'm talking about the stomach. And when the pyloric valve opens at the bottom of the stomach, that's pH control. That is, as soon as that opens up, it goes into the small intestine. And the small intestine secretes bicarbonate of soda. And then it becomes more alkaline. But what opens that valve is actually a very acidic environment, because the stomach is designed to kill these bacteria.
I see. All right.
And digest protein. And the more we take bicarbonate or we take these drugs to stop acid reflux, the more acid reflux we get. It's a very simple cure for that, and that's to take a tablespoon of vinegar before you eat your meal.
I take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar every day. Is that good?
Absolutely excellent.
Great stuff.
And if you take one before every meal, you'll find you'll never have acid reflux.
That's
because the pyloric valve will open, the stomach will empty, and you have nothing to come back up.
Why doesn't mainstream medicine say this, Michael?
The problem with allopathic medical school is we are taught to treat symptoms. And when I went to school, I'm an old man, in my 60s, but back in the day, we were actually taught to think.
Well, we sure are. Michael, hold on for a second. You too, Ty. We're already at the bottom of this hour. We'll be back in a moment on Coast to Coast AM.